On this week's show, what is Article 4 and how does it affect landlords?
We're going to be answering all of your questions in today's Q&A Mastermind.
Welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify and YouTube. Enjoy this week's show and don't forget to share it with all your friends.
Hey, I'm Russell Leeds.
Hey, I'm Alistair coming out.
And welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. I'm looking forward to this show.
Yeah, same.
We haven't talked about Article 4 or anything like that in quite a while. And if you're interested in HMOs or any sort of investing really, I suppose.
Yeah, do you know, everyone thinks Article 4 is just HMOs. It's not. It's really not. There's a lot more to it. But it comes up a lot in questions at the minute. I'm getting lots of questions about Article 4. I know that you are. And I know it comes up at the crash course a lot as well. People worry about it. And they want to know where it is and how do you find a list and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I just thought best to discuss it today.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I mean, it's been specifically brought in, although you're right, it's not just HMOs, but it's been specifically brought in many cases to stop the growth of HMOs in areas where it's gone a bit mad, I suppose. My first experience with Article 4, I suppose first of all we just explain what it is. So basically, Article 4 is a restriction placed on a given area. Sometimes it will just stop on one street and literally the next house along is not in Article 4 and that one is. But it'll be a restriction placed on a certain area that stops you from basically turning normal houses into HMOs or anything else that requires permitted development. My first experience was in Wolverhampton because back then Samuel was buying loads of HMOs in Wolverhampton. Well, loads of houses in Wolverhampton and turning them into HMOs.
Well, you used to be able to do that. Well.
Yeah, and also selling lots. So through his deal sourcing companies. So not only was he buying loads, but loads of them. And I was very heavily involved with the management side. I had a letting agency at the time. He'd pass all these referrals to me, so I managed loads of HMOs across Wolverhampton. And then bang, Article 4's coming in. I was like, okay, this is interesting. I wonder what's going to happen now. No more new HMOs. So first of all, if you've got a HMO in an area and it becomes Article 4, a lot of people are, oh no, it's Article. It's actually a good thing, isn't it?
I actually think Article 4 is a really good thing, as long as you're aware of what it is and when it's coming. Because the same thing that happened with Samuel in 2017 is happening to me now. Samuel bought in Wolverhampton because he knew Article 4 was coming. I believe it was September 2017 to Wolverhampton, there or thereabouts. I'm sure it was 2017, September 2017.
It's about then, yeah.
And what was happening was he was buying houses knowing that Article 4 would come, and then what does that do to the house prices? It puts them up.
Why did it put them up?
Because you can buy pre-Article 4 and convert into HMO and then get grandfather rights as long as it's done, or you can prove that you started to do the work prior to Article 4.
Okay. In case no one knows what you're talking about, so what's grandfather? So what do you mean by grandfather rights?
Well, it means you get the automatic rights to continue to run your HMO prior to Article 4 being there.
So if you're already running it as HMO and Article 4 comes in,
you can still
carry on doing it. It's just no new houses can be turned into HMO.
But you still have to go through licensing. Right, okay, so let me give you a working example right now. Right now, I bought a house in Bedford June last year, June 2020. Article 4 came in November. Article 4 came in Bedford in November 2020.
When did you buy it?
I bought it, I completed in June. So I had 5 months to get HMO started and built, okay? Now, because of COVID, I couldn't get it done in time, and I only got finished like 2 months ago. Now, what happened was I had to speak to the council and say, hey, look, this is what's happened. I've bought the property. COVID's happened, but I want to make it into a HMO. So because I put the license application in first, which was essentially a blank application with my signature and the address on it, they accepted it. And then we got it finished this year, and then we're going through licensing now, but because we asked them permission before Article 4 came in, we've been given grandfather rights to continue that application. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. So that sounds quite lenient, because I remember in Wolverhampton, when it was coming in, you basically had to have ASTs showing that people were living there.
some councils are like that, where you have to have the property done, ready, finished, and tenanted.
Yeah.
And you have to show them the AST contract has it been running as a HMO. Some councils are just happy for you to show them the building contract, the building invoice that you've put fire doors on.
Yeah.
Some of them are so lenient. Bedford is so lenient in the sense of that we've been working together. I was just speaking to Bedford Council this morning because I've got to send them over the certificates for the fire safety. All the interlinked fire alarm system and things like that. I've got to show them that that's all been tested properly, and that's it, then they'll issue a license. So Article 4 is great because it does two things. One, it pushes the value of the property up because there's no more HMOs can come without planning permission. And number two, there's no more properties coming to the market, so there's no more rooms coming to the market, so the price of your rooms can go up. And for that reason, I think it's very, very good.
It stops the area becoming oversaturated.
And it also stops bad landlords. Because you've got to, to go from now, Article 4 comes in, you've got to have licensing for 5 bedrooms or above for all properties. Also, if there's an Article 4 area, you have to have not licensing, but you have to have permission for 4 bedrooms. So what that means is it stops rogue landlords. It stops these bad landlords that we've been speaking about in the last few weeks' shows. And what that looks like is they have to have certain conditions and amenity standards that landlords have to adhere to. So you have to have things like fire doors, fire alarm system, you have to have good condition properties. You can't have these rundown hellholes that people used to pass off as houses.
Do you think that in the future, everywhere will be Article 4?
Yes. And I think it's in the near future. I think within the next 5 years, you're already seeing it. Article 4 is getting spread out across the country, as bad as the coronavirus got spread. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see it spread across the country very, very quickly. And I think you're going to see it enforced by local authorities very, very quickly. Which I think is a great thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
No.
I'm not scared of Article 4. I'm also not scared of licensing. I'm also not scared of HMO licenses, and I'm not scared of local authorities. I want to work with them because local authorities want good landlords to provide good quality living accommodation.
So I've actually downloaded, in preparation for this, a map of the UK.
Okay.
Showing the Article 4 areas.
Okay.
Obviously, I can't really show that to you guys that are listening, but if you look at the map, you can see that quite a lot of the UK at the moment
What do the
not
colours mean?
Article 4. So green is Article 4.
Bear in mind, I'm colourblind.
Okay.
To me, they're all very different shades of blue.
Okay. So blue, normal blue is not Article 4.
This one?
This big one here?
Yeah.
That is not Article 4.
Okay, so
see the green one next to it?
Right, that is.
That is. And
So
that's Article 4.
where's that? What's that green one? Is that Bristol?
Well, there's a list here of all the councils that have got Article 4 for them. So
Okay.
if you're investing in the northwest, which I know a lot of people are, now when I name a place, it doesn't mean that the whole of this place
No.
is. It just means that part of it.
For instance, Liverpool became Article 4 last year, but prior to that, Liverpool had certain streets that were Article 4, but other streets weren't.
Yeah. So Blackburn,
Article 4?
Article 4.
Currently or
Currently.
Okay.
Well, parts of it are. Cheshire West and Chester Council, Liverpool City Council, Manchester City Council, Preston City Council, Salford City Council, Sefton Metropolitan Council, Trafford Metropolitan Borough Council, West Lancashire, Wigan is your northwest.
Yeah.
So quite a bit of it. Obviously, I know the Midlands pretty well. So West Midlands, Birmingham, Warwick, Wolverhampton, and Worcester.
Yeah.
The West Midlands isn't too bad.
No, there's actually still plenty of opportunity there.
North East is Durham, Newcastle, and Sunderland.
Yeah.
Yorkshire, York, Doncaster, Kingston upon Hull, Leeds, and Sheffield. I mean, I can go through all the areas, and this is boring or not, I don't know.
Like this seems like the game we used to do on the DFE.
It does, doesn't it? It does. I used to find that it's really random because you just hear you guys just naming random places.
Yeah.
But it gives you an idea. I mean, they're probably.
I mean, they can download this map. They can go and find this map and download it. Just download HMO Article 4 areas, and you'll be able to download that map.
But it is quite difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
To find on the council website. It's not very clear.
Obviously, every council lists. They'll tell you on their website where and where is not Article 4. but not every council follows the same pattern on how they do it. Some of them are very easy. You go into like for instance, Hull City Council. Just type in Hull City Council Article 4, and it gives you a nice clear list. It gives you a really good map of where's Article 4, where's not Article 4. But if you go into Burnley, for instance, it's horrendous.
Birmingham, at least,
it's horrendous.
Used to be horrendous. It's like the map is like a photocopy of
a photocopy.
And you're like, how the hell? It's like a literally a highlighter on the map. And you're like, well, I don't know where the hell that is.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know, it's like ridiculous.
I know. So you just have to find out. But the way we teach properly, the way we teach people to find areas is you need to define yourself into one area. So find your patch, okay? At the deal finding extravaganza, we talk about patch. The first thing is finding your area, your patch. And then what to do is you need to understand you have to go through the system to understand how that area works, what are the rules within that area. Now the problem I see a lot is too many people, they try and master all the areas of the UK, but they never actually master any of it. So what you need to do is really understand your area, find out wherever that may be, and then speak to the council and find out what are the rules in that patch. Is there Article 4? Where is Article 4? When's it coming in if it's not there? And understand the rules through and through so you know truly what are the rules in that area. Make sense?
It does make very much sense. So if you're interested in getting to HMOs, you need to understand Article 4. Article 4 is a good thing.
I know.
Because it's if you can get a house and then Article 4 comes in, you know that there's not going to be 5 other HMOs that open up on your street.
Yeah.
Which can happen.
I know.
Places like Grimsby.
Grimsby, that's what happened. Grimsby is a great example. What happened 2016, 2017, 2018, Grimsby was getting flooded with HMOs. Flooded. So they started bringing rules in which meant you couldn't put HMOs there without permission. It wasn't quite Article 4, but they said you had to get more permission from there. Now, what happened was the saturation levels of the properties were coming out. There was too many properties, not enough tenants, and then the quality level of the properties started to dip because people were just throwing them up. And then, because there was not enough demand for the rooms that were getting put in the market, what happened was it reversed. So now, there's actually a lack of supply, or there certainly was a lack of supply in Grimsby. Because, I'll tell you what, because there's a big wind farm just been opened up on the east coast, and they needed, there was 1,000 members of staff went there. And suddenly all the rooms started filling up, so there was a very much a lack of HMOs in Grimsby and Cleethorpes and the surrounding areas. So what happened was now, they need more tenants, they need more rooms. So what once was a saturated area, the market's changed, now it's an unsaturated area and they can do with more rooms. But again, know your area, because in Grimsby, one part of the street can be horrendous, another part of the street can be brilliant for HMOs. You've got to know your areas, it's so important.
So do you not think that, there's an argument to say it's my house, I should be able to do whatever I want to it? Why is there silly things like Article 4?
No, I agree. It's your house. You can do whatever you want to. But when you're running it as a business, okay, irrespective of what you think, you're running it as a business. So, as with all businesses, we have rules we have to adhere to. And the reason the council got involved and said Article 4 is, let me give you an example. There was streets in Liverpool where the whole street was HMOs, apart from 1 or 2 residentials that were still there. But like 90% of the street was HMOs. And what that means is if you've got 5 tenants that have got 5 cars, that have got 5 different ways of living, that have got 5 amounts of rubbish being created all the time, it does cause problems within the streets because you've got a lack of parking, you've got different habits and different how people behave.
But you wouldn't say you can't have kids that have got cars, would you?
No, I know, but you're not running it as a business. If you have kids, it's your family home. You're not running it as a business, you're not running it for profit. These landlords are running it for profit, so they're running it as a business. So they're going to have to expect to pay extra for bin collection. They're going to have to expect, because they're running it as a trade business.
Well, I think the key is that you're changing the class use of the house.
Yeah.
So you're changing it from a C3 dwelling house, which is what it's been designed for, and you're saying, no, I want to change it to a C4 HMO.
I agree. I just think they're running it as a business. They're running a business. Dude, I used to have workshops, right? I had 2 workshops at the same time, okay? And in them workshops, I had to pay business expenses, I had to pay business rates, I had to pay waste rates. We created waste through our business, and we had to have big wheelie bins that cost £200 a month each. Like, the council wouldn't come and take it away for free because I was running it I was running it at business premises and it was business waste. And it's no different to a HMO. The landlords are running it as profit. They're running it to make money. So they should have to pay for the expenses that property causes, and it shouldn't be on the taxpayer to dispose of that sort of stuff.
I agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I know. And likewise, imagine you lived in Walsall, right? And you lived in a residential street, and suddenly it's near the university, and suddenly all these little HMOs start popping up. And you've lived there all your life. How would you feel if you lived there and then suddenly all these HMOs start popping up because there's no rules? You can't park your car anymore. Your daughter passes her driving test. She can't park her car because neighbour's got 6 tenants living in there, and then there's rubbish getting created left, right, and centre. And there's parties going on. How would you feel?
I would move.
Yeah, but say you're not in a position to move.
I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it. That's why the council have to do what they have to do.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I totally agree.
It is what it is. You just have to play by the rules, don't you? Find out what the rules are in the area. Find out what the issues are.
You're never going to change the rules anyway. So let's say we didn't agree. We're like, it's stupid. Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. You want to play in their ballpark, play by their rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, it's now time to go through your questions, and we will answer them as best as we can. Have you got any questions this week, Al?
I had a couple come up last week that I didn't get round to. Let me just jump on my messages. Okay, here is a message. Hold on, I know this guy sent me a message, but I responded to him. So let me just Manuel. Yeah, I think it's Emmanuel, but again, he's from America. I've had a few questions from America recently. He actually bought my book in America, and he's in my book I talk about lease options, and he's asked if lease options are legal or heard of in America.
You've done one in America?
Well, me and Samuel done a lease option in America, and it was perfectly legal. I actually think...
Where's this American audience? Every question you have is like, can you do this in America?
Yeah, I've sold a few... recently, do you know when obviously our books are on Amazon, you can go into Amazon.com and you can see where your books are selling. I've been selling a lot of books in America recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what he wanted to know was, are lease options legal in America? Now, during the FF challenge that me and Samuel done in America a couple of years back, we actually done a lease option agreement.
And it's not legal. And it's very illegal. But they made a lot of money and they left quickly with a suitcase pile full of cash.
Yeah. No, what I'll say is I actually believe the laws on property are way more lenient in America than they are here.
Do you have Article 4 in America?
I don't think they do, no. Because you know in America when you buy a property you can complete on it in 3 weeks. Because you don't have to go, like every area has solicitors. It's all like, it's very much like your solicitor just deals with it so quick.
The system we have here is horrendous.
I even think the Scottish system's better than the English system.
Oh, it is?
Way better because it's quicker. You can complete on a property quite easily in 28 days.
Yeah.
Easily.
But here's the thing though, like, all the stuff that takes ages, well, there's certain stuff that I can kind of understand. If they haven't sold their house, for example.
Yeah,
like, fair
but
enough.
if say there's no change.
But there's no change, and they've got the money ready, and they've got the mortgage. Like it should. I can't see why it couldn't be done in a day.
I agree with you. I don't know why it takes so long. Listen, my daughter works for a company in London called The Partnership, and they're big property lawyers, okay? And I asked her this question. I'm like, why does it take so long to do conveyancing? Like, why? What do you actually do that takes that long? And it's because they're always waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
And they've always got piles and piles of jobs on at the same time.
But what they should do is they should go, right, this house is completing on Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's get everyone together.
Yeah.
Whether it be in person or over Zoom or whatever. We'll thrash it out in 2 or 3 hours and then boom, it's done.
I know, I agree with that. I wouldn't even care if they still charge the same amount of money.
No.
I wouldn't give a monkey.
No.
Just get it done.
Yeah, it's £2,000. We need 6 of us.
Yeah.
All together in a room for 2 hours. We'll sort you out.
Exactly.
Jobs and good.
But it's that I'm remortgaging a couple of properties at the minute, refinancing a couple of properties, and even that has been a mission. It's taken a week for my solicitor.
How long?
1 week.
A week
To get my 1 week. I had my mortgage offers.
How many weeks?
1 week.
1 week.
But I had my mortgage offers literally a week and a half ago from Steve Bench. 1
week and a half ago, 1 week.
No, hold on. I had them a week and a half ago, right?
Right.
And they were in my inbox, addressed to me, even got delivered to my house, addressed to me, right? So I gave the solicitor a few
They were
days.
addressed to you. And this is a week and a half ago?
Yes.
Right.
So I gave my solicitors that are dealing with the remortgage, gave them an email, said, look, I've had my mortgage offer, can you let me know when we're going to be completing this so I can get the money? Because obviously I've got some more stuff going on. So I'm expecting about £250,000 back, which is going to happen. Now, what happened was they didn't respond for a day. So I phoned them up. What's going on, Sophie? And she goes, oh, we're just waiting for the mortgage offer. I'm like, well, I've got it. Let me send you mine. Because it's the same frigging letter.
Yeah.
And it's from the company, it's from the Kent Alliance. So I said, she goes, no, we can't accept that because it's not addressed to us. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But surely you can start the work. Like, you can see the letter, surely you can start the process. She goes, no, we can't do anything until it's addressed to us. And I'm like, you fucking do my head in here, you are, darling. Right, anyway. So then I messaged her the next day, have you got it? No, haven't got it. Then I messaged Steve, what's happening? And this went on for a week. And then I messaged her this morning, and I said, look, have you got your email? She goes, oh yeah, it was in my junk folder. It's been with her for a week in her freaking junk folder. I'm like, did you not check? And it's like, it's so frustrating. That's why there's so many delays in solicitors.
I'd love to hear what you actually said. The only reason I'm saying this, I remember when you were going, Sky, TV, if they ring me, I'm going to tell them where to go. And you go, oh, sorry, Don. Hello, hi Sky. Yes,
No.
I'll be in whenever you want. Let me know.
No, I was very polite, but I'm very direct. And I'm like, did you not check? Did you not think to check your junk? I've waited a week now, and you told me it would take a week to complete, and it's just frustrating. But that's
You're not even moving the house.
I'm not. No, it's just a straightforward refinance. And the thing is,
although when I moved, you know about Sky, when I moved with Big T,
Yeah.
they're just as bad. Right, so I put my order in for the day. On the day, internet didn't come on. I was like, hey, I rang them up. Why is my internet not on? Oh, I've had a problem with your order. What we're gonna have to do, right? Bear in mind, we went 2 weeks now. What we're gonna have to do, you have to cancel that order. That takes about 24 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Call us back tomorrow. Put in a new order. It's like, what?
just press the button. Surely they can just go cancel and submit.
Well, don't even cancel it. Just fix my order.
Yeah.
All you got to do is turn the internet. I mean, obviously, there's probably a lot of complicated stuff going on in the background that we're not aware of. But as far as we're concerned, first world problems. Just turn the internet on.
I know. I mean, you've got people that can't have no food. And they haven't got any clean drinking water. But
this guy has to wait a week.
Here's us whinging that we can't have internet on the same day, or we have to wait a week to get £250,000 in our bank.
I can't remember what question we were answering, but
it was about lease options in America, and I don't know why we started talking about all that sort of stuff. Anyway,
right, so this is going from Tom Robinson. He says, "How do you work out if a deal is a good deal?"
That's like how long is a piece of string?
I don't think it is. I think it's a decent question.
I think it's a decent question. I just think it's not a 2-minute question.
It's
first thing,
2-minute question.
Go on.
Right, 2-minute answer. Less than 2-minute answer. Okay. For me, a deal. If you listened to last week, we were trying to work out whether or not buying a camper van was a good deal, right?
Okay.
And you'll see how we did it. So it's how much money we're putting in,
right?
How much money am I getting out?
Okay.
If your return on investment for us, and we're looking for about 20% plus.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, I am happy. Especially with property, you've also got capital appreciation going on in the background.
Okay, on the basis of what that, yeah, fine. I thought you was meaning how do you do the due diligence?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because
on the basis of money in, money out, 20% happy days. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. I thought you meant more about how do you go about working out doing the due diligence to whether or not it's a good deal.
But all the due diligence is only put together to work out that.
Them 3 numbers, yeah. So basically, was it Thomas? Get to them 3 figures: money in, how much money out, what's your return on investment. If you know that, that's how you work out a good deal. If you're struggling with how to do the money in and the money out and work out ROI, then you need to get trained. That means you have to come along to the Property Investors Crash Course. We've got a tour coming up in the next 8 weeks. Get yourself booked onto the Property Investors Crash Course. Come along, get trained, learn the skills, learn the education, and just do it and kick ass on property.
There you go. I can't say better than that.
No.
Well, guys, thank you ever so much for tuning in this week. We will be back, same time, same channel, Wednesdays at 7. Everywhere you listen to a podcast, you should be able to find us. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Deezer. I'm going to stop listing off the ones
Deezer, that sounds like, is that a proper place?
Deezer, yeah.
Sounds like a grinder type place.
That's your place, my friend. That's your place.
Oh, that's Giza. That's Giza. No, it's not my place.
Well,
Anyway,
see you next week, guys.
see you guys.
You look on Grindr again.